From Tokyo, Japan, and welcome back to Japan Vintage Camera. I'm coming to you today from the little shrine which is located next to my apartment building here in Tokyo. It's a nice evening to be out. The cherry blossoms are starting to bloom quickly now. Spring is here, and it's quite a nice time of the year to be in Tokyo. My video today is about a Mamiya rangefinder camera. In this case, it's the Mamiya Crown, which was introduced in about 1958 and is actually quite an amazing camera, one of the more interesting ones which I've come across. I never had much to do with old Mamiya rangefinder cameras in the past, and then I came across one which was pretty interesting, and I used it for a little while, and I was quite happy with it. It was a very simple camera, a Mamiya 1, one of the earlier versions, much older than this one. And I came across this one recently, and it's quite an amazing camera. I love the layout of it. I love the controls and the fit and finish, the colors on the lens body and all that. It's really an interesting camera. Mamiya made several similar cameras around the same time. The Crown was like the Autometra, but without the Autometra's built-in light meter. The built-in light meter is quite a convenient feature to have, except that now, after all these years, it's really difficult to find an Autometra which has a working light meter. So it's kind of a bunch of extra equipment on the top of the camera which you don't really need and can't use. Whereas the Crown does without the unnecessary complication. It's just a simple, fully manual, all-mechanical camera. No frills and nothing to go wrong with it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the features and functions of the Mamiya Crown. On the top we have the film rewind lever, and here we have the dial which you use to set the film speed. And then here we have a dial which selects the kind of film you have, if it's color or slide film or black and white film. We have the shutter release button, which accepts the standard cable mount, and the shutter charging and film winding lever. And also really convenient, film counter system here, which works more crisply and more, better than most of the other rangefinder cameras I've seen from this time. On the front here we have the Viewfinder and Rangefinder windows. And I'm really amazed with the Viewfinder and Rangefinder on this camera. It's amazingly bright and clear, and probably one of the best which I've seen. I really like the Konica 3A viewfinders for their one-to-one layout and the movable frame lines. This one here is more similar to what I would expect to see in a Leica M3 or so, except that it doesn't have the square focus patch. It has a round one, but it's very precise, and the focus in this is quite amazing. And the Mamiya was able to fit in a parallax correction in their rangefinder system. We have the rest of the controls here on lens. We have the focusing ring turned with this focusing tab, and a handy depth of field scale located on the top of the lens. In front of that we have the shutter speed dial, and above the shutter speed dial in the red numbers is the EV scale. In case you're using an EV type system, it's quite easy to use on this. It doesn't interlock or anything like that. It's very easy to independently turn the rings. And the small black dial with the white spot in the middle is the aperture ring, and then the aperture numbers are located right on the front. Now the Crown features a really excellent 48mm f1.9 lens, which was introduced on the earlier Mamiya 1 and 2 cameras, but this lens is quite hard to find on the earlier cameras, easier to find on the Crown. It's a fast lens, a great performer, and it's hard to say enough good about them. An interesting thing about the Mamiya Crown, like other old rangefinder cameras, the front element can be removed, which it makes it very convenient for cleaning the inside of the lenses should they get dirty or hazy or you find fungus or something. And also convenient if the shutter gets sticky. You can remove the front of the lens and wipe on a little lighter fluid on the shutter blades to clean them up and put it back together, and the camera's good to go. On the bottom here we have a film indicator window, which lets you know if there's film loaded in the camera, which is a really modern feature for 1958. And this is the release button, which releases the winding mechanism, so you can rewind the film. And then we have the tripod socket, a 1/4 inch, set off to the side. To open the film door, you lift up on the catch here to pop open the door. And quite a simple system on the inside. This is a little button here, which when the film goes in, you can see the film indicator blinking on and off. All in all, a really cool camera. I don't often come across really, good Mamiya crowns or Autometras, and yeah, I'm really happy with this one. If you're interested in purchasing this camera or another vintage Japanese camera, I sell these on my Etsy and eBay stores, so please check the description below the video for links to my stores. It's starting to get dark now, and I gotta finish the video before it gets too dark to take a video. Got a nice view from up here on top of the steps, and pretty interesting to see the scenery behind the shrine. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you tune in again soon.